Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. Today is a topic of understanding and defining wealth for you. I think that this topic is interesting because wealth can actually mean a lot of different things for different people. And the first step in taking control of your finances is to define what wealth means to you so you can then start planning for it, setting goals, and getting there faster, knowing what you're aiming for and what you are trying to achieve. So the first thing you should do is actually start to think about defining wealth for yourself. So that could be a couple of different points. It doesn't have to be a single definition to you. So it could mean having the financial freedom to travel as much as I want to, while also being able to live in a certain type of neighborhood or live in a certain type of house. And for others, it might mean being able to pay bills on time and have that feeling of having control over your finances. But really thinking about what does wealth and financial freedom mean to you. Now that you have defined what wealth means to you, we are going to calculate what your personal wealth is. So we can do that through something called net worth. And to calculate your net worth, it is taking all of your assets and subtracting all of your liabilities to then get your net worth total. And so assets are things like the house value of the home that you own, the car value of the car that you own, any money in your savings accounts, in your debit account, in your investments. Essentially anything that has value are your assets. Now your liabilities, on the other hand, are things like the debts that you have, the credit card outstanding balances that you own, any mortgage that you have left to repay, student loans or a car loan. So anything where you are actually owning money or you have debt left to pay. So once you have all of these listed out and you have your number, you can take all of your assets, subtract all of your liabilities, and that is how much money you currently have. One of the tools I personally love to use, and this is not sponsored by any means, but I have an online account with Empower, and they have a really awesome dashboard where you can actually connect to your different financial institutions, so your banks, your investment accounts, things like that, and they actually calculate and track your net worth over time. They also have other tools to see where you're spending your money. They break it down by categories. So it's a really awesome way to see all of your finances in one place. And they actually show you your net worth at the very top. And so if you do want to have a specific net worth in mind, you can actually track it live, each week, each month, as you're tracking your finances. And it's a really good way to stay motivated towards reaching your wealth goals. Okay, so you know what your current net worth is, but I think part of what I like to do and what I usually work towards, and it helps me stay motivated to focus on my finances, is setting goals for myself. So one of the things that I like to do is to set different time frame net worth goals. So you can take the number for your net worth right now and you can set your lifetime net worth goal. So, maybe that's I want to have $1 million of net worth, or I want to have 5 million, 10 million, whatever it might be. Setting your goal number is a fun way to start. Then I think the next step would be breaking it down and setting milestones, because when I set goals, I like to have shorter term milestones that I can aim for to try to reach that ultimate number. So what you can do is write down what your goal net worth dollar is, and then have 3 different categories. What is my 1-year net worth goal that I want to reach? What is my 5-year net worth goal I want to reach? And then what is my 10-year net worth goal that I want to reach? Having that written down on paper is not only going to keep you motivated, but also a great way to reflect back over time to see how close you're getting to the numbers you set for yourself. And of course, think about, where do you want to be in life? What kind of things do you want to have and be able to do? That will help you understand what kind of net worth goals you want to have set for yourself. And then as you become more comfortable managing your personal finances, you can always go back, reflect, change that number. It doesn't have to be static, and it doesn't have to be something that you write down once and never change. Your goals can and should change as your knowledge of personal finances change, as you become more comfortable investing and saving money and doing all the other things that you should be doing with your personal finances, you can go back, reflect, change that number, change your goals, and that is okay depending on where you are in life, what has changed, what you want to do if something has changed for you. Another fun thing you can do to help you think of what your milestones for net worth should be is to write down your goals in life. And the best way to do that, for me at least, is to think about it in two different categories. What are my short-term goals and what are my long-term goals? Now, being that we're talking about our personal finances here, I think it's good to frame these short-term and long-term goals from the financial lens. So really thinking about short-term, what are some things that I want to do? Maybe you have a big trip that you want to go on in the next 6 months to a year. Maybe you have a renovation that you're planning to do in your home and you want to have enough money saved for that. So what are things that in the next 1 to 2 years you're going to want to have money for, and think about what those short-term goals would be. Then think about it longer term. Maybe you want to buy a house in the next 5 to 10 years. Maybe you want to buy a second home or a vacation home or something like that. So really think about short and long-term goals to then align your net worth goals in that same time frame. And I think the important thing of doing this and thinking about your life through this goal perspective is it actually will help you make decisions, because when you know what wealth means to you, when you have goals that you have set, it will make decision making a lot easier, because those will be your values that you have defined for yourself. And if a decision is not part of the values that you have for your financial freedom, then maybe it's not something that's for you. And I think thinking about it in this sense will actually really be helpful for you to make smarter financial decisions to be able to reach the financial goals that you have set for yourself. I want to hear about your goals, so drop those in the comments, whether it's your short or long-term goal. I want to see them, and I hope to see you in the next video.